What would you do? This question is at the heart of the following principle called role reversal. And the purpose of this question is to help you deal with specific situations where it seems that you're not making any headway, that you're not progressing the conversation, where the person in front of you seems to be on the opposite other side of the pole, and there's a deadlock. As an advocate for Israel, most of the time, if not all of the time, this is what happens. They're asking you questions and you're providing answers. So inherently, you're in a defensive mode. That's why in Hebrew, they don't like the term hasbara. You're constantly explaining. Instead of constantly explaining, why don't you stop and ask the person in front of you for an alternate solution? It's a totally legitimate course of action, and if you do it politely, and if you do it in a way that's honest, you're not going to raise antagonism, and you're going to redirect the conversation and steer it to a more productive mode. All you have to do is turn to the person in front of you and say, look, instead of me explaining to you why I do think the Israeli security fence is legal and moral, instead of me justifying why there really isn't a better alternative to targeted killing, instead of me doing all of these things, that's obviously not getting us anywhere. Why don't I put you in the decision-making seat? Let's assume for a minute you're the Prime Minister of Israel and you have supreme power to create a solution that will provide security for the state of Israel, but within legal and moral parameters according to your standards. What would you do? And the key to this question is in the honesty and in the sincerity. All we're trying to do is to really discuss the current situation, get the person in front of you to understand that it's a very complex issue, and primarily steer you away from the deadlock and create a situation where instead of you being the one constantly answering questions, you're the one posing them. Now there are various benefits to this dynamic on a technical and on a psychological level. So what are the benefits and how to actually deal with the various situations or answers you might get from a person after you ask them what they would do? Watch the two following videos.